Moses Caicedo, Brighton rejects second Arsenal bid for Ecuador midfielder of about £70 million. Brighton has rejected a second bid from Arsenal for Ecuador midfielder Moses Caicedo and told the Premier League leaders he is not for sale. The latest bid is thought to be in the region of £70 million. Arsenal and Chelsea both had offers for the 21-year-old turned down last week. Caicedo informed Brighton in an open letter that he wanted a move, with the club responding by telling him to take time off until after Tuesday's transfer deadline. He missed Sunday's 2-1 FA Cup win over Liverpool, with manager Roberto De Zerbi saying he wants Caicedo to finish the season with the club. Brighton 2-1 Liverpool. Brighton is 6th in the Premier League, 5 points behind 5th-placed Tottenham, but with 2 games in hand on Antonio Conte's side. Brighton chairman Tony Bloom knows very well my opinion. We lost Leandro Trossard, and if we also lose Caicedo it's a problem for us if we want to fight for Europe, De Zerbi said on Sunday. If we don't lose Caicedo we are ready to fight. The Seagulls, who sold Trossard to league leaders Arsenal for £21 million plus add-ons earlier this month, have already turned down a £60 million bid from the Gunners for Caicedo, and also reportedly rejected an earlier £55 million offer by Chelsea. Before Sunday's game, the Brighton boss said Caicedo had made a mistake in asking to leave the club. For everyone, there are many solutions. We will see the best solution for him and us, the Italian said. Caicedo has made 26 appearances for Brighton in the Premier League, scoring twice, and is under contract until 2025. Arsenal sees improved £70 million offer for Brighton star Moses Caicedo rejected, despite Seagulls boss Roberto De Zerbi insisting the club was ready to go forward without the Ecuadorian midfielder. Arsenal has seen an improved offer for Brighton midfielder Moses Caicedo worth up to £70 million rejected. Having failed with their original offer of £60 million on Friday, the Gunners then tabled a new bid worth £65 million plus a further £5 million in add-ons. Before the new offer, Brighton was adamant they did not want to sell the Ecuadorian, and their stance has not changed. Arsenal News Train was first to reveal on Friday that the 21-year-old was desperate to force through a move to either Arsenal or Chelsea. And on Friday night he took to social media pleading with Brighton to let him leave. Then on Saturday, he did not appear for training, though Brighton insist that was their decision. Brighton boss Roberto De Zerbi said Brighton is ready to go forward without Caicedo, who was left out of their squad to face Liverpool on Sunday and has not trained since, releasing a statement asking Brighton to let him go. I would like him, he can finish the season with us, but we are ready to go forward without him, De Zerbi said following their FA Cup win against the Reds. I can understand him because when you are 21, and you receive the request of a big team that is playing in Europe. I can understand. Caicedo is a very good guy. I was surprised by his statement, but I can understand where it started. I don't know if you understand, but Moses is a good guy, De Zerbi added before hinting that Caicedo had been influenced by those around him. Arsenal is keen to add another midfielder this month following an injury to Mohamed Elneny. However, it is understood they will consider walking away from a deal for Caicedo now this improved offer has failed. Mikel Arteta's side has already signed Leandro Trossard from Brighton this month, and De Zerbi suggested his side cannot lose Caicedo without signing reinforcements of their own. We need some players in some positions. I spoke a lot of time with owner Tony Bloom. He knows very well my opinion because we are a good team, but we can improve also from the transfer market. We lost Trossard. If we lose also Caicedo it can be a problem for us. If we want to fight for Europe or the maximum on the table. If we want to stay like this, we can. But I don't like it. He added, if we don't lose Caicedo we are ready to fight. I am not angry to say my team can fight for Europe. The most important is the improvement. In the transfer window always you can improve. But that is out of the manager's hands. It's already difficult for me to be a coach. To be coach and chairman should be too difficult, De Zerbi joked. Also, Moses Caicedo slammed for Arsenal and Chelsea transfer trick amid Leandro Trossard's claim. Brighton star Moses Caicedo has admitted his desire to leave Brighton in a statement on social media following bids from Chelsea and Arsenal in the last week ahead of transfer deadline day. Arsenal and Chelsea transfer target Moses Caicedo has been slammed for his decision to state his future. The Brighton midfielder indicated his desire for a transfer away from the Amex Stadium on Friday evening amid strong interest from Mikel Arteta's side. The Gunners had an initial bid worth £60 million turned down by the Seagulls before a second bid in the region of £70 million was rebuffed on Sunday evening. Following news of Brighton's decision to reject Arsenal's opening offer, Caicedo released a statement on Instagram that read, "I am grateful to Mr. Bloom and Brighton for giving me the chance to come to the Premier League, and I feel I have always done my best for them. I always play football with a smile and with heart. I am the youngest of 10 siblings from a poor upbringing in Santo Domingo in Ecuador. My dream has always been to be the most decorated player in the history of Ecuador. I am proud to be able to bring in a record transfer fee for Brighton which would allow them to reinvest it and help the club continue to be successful. The fans have taken me into their hearts and they will always be in my heart, so I hope they can understand why I want to take up this magnificent opportunity." Brighton boss Roberto De Zerbi defended the Ecuadorian's actions over the weekend whilst claiming the club was ready to move forward without Caicedo. And as the speculation linking him with a move to North London continues to dominate the headlines, the 21-year-old has been slammed for his off-the-field antics on social media. Former Premier League striker Chris Sutton questioned Caicedo's decision to make his desire public on Friday, accusing him of being downright stupid. "Moses Caicedo is either being very badly advised or he's an idiot," Sutton told Arsenal News Train. "That social media post was downright stupid. He's seen what Leandro Trossard did to get to Arsenal and he's copying him. But Brighton has every right to be standing firm on their £80 million valuation." Trossard, who joined Arsenal for £21 million, forced a transfer away from Brighton after falling out with De Zerbi. The Belgian's agent released a statement claiming the player felt humiliated by De Zerbi after being left out of the squad to face Liverpool. And also, Moses Caicedo to Arsenal transfer state of play as Gunners remain hopeful of the late move. We look at the latest on Moses Caicedo's potential transfer from Brighton to the Emirates Stadium with just over a day remaining of the January transfer window. Arsenal remain hopeful of getting a deal done to bring in Moses Caicedo before the January transfer window closes on Tuesday evening. The Gunners have now had 2 bids firmly rejected by Brighton, who have made it clear that they do not want to sell. The Seagulls are thought to have been unmoved by Caicedo's plea for a move on social media, which Arsenal insist they had nothing to do with. They are keen to keep the Ecuadorian international at the Amex and view him as a key player in their push to qualify for Europe. Although Arsenal remains respectful of Brighton's stance, they think that a deal could be done if Roberto De Zerbi's side brings in a midfielder before Tuesday. The Gunners do not want to overpay for Caicedo, though. They have shown already in moves for Mykhailo Mudryk this window that they will walk away from deals to protect the long-term interests of the club. This could make a move for Caicedo tricky, as Brighton are likely to demand a sizable fee to let him go. For their part, the Seagulls are exploring the market for potential alternatives if Caicedo does go. This is to be expected though. RB Leipzig's Amadou Haidara has been linked, although it is not thought that a deal is close. Manager Roberto De Zerbi has indicated though that his team are prepared for the Ecuadorian's departure. "I would like him to finish the season with us, but we are ready to go forward without him," said De Zerbi after Brighton's FA Cup 4th round win over Liverpool. "When you are 21 and you receive the request of a big team that is playing in European competition, I can understand. With Mohamed Elneny's injury thought to be long-term, Arsenal would still like to bring in a midfielder before the window slams shut on Tuesday." Alternatives such as Martin Zubimendi and Ibrahima Bamba have been linked as potential competitors for Thomas Partey. The urgency for a midfielder has been eased slightly, however, by the fact that early scans shown Partey's injury sustained against Manchester City is no thought to be a serious one. And also, Arsenal eye shop Jorginho transfer amid Chelsea battle for Moses Caicedo January deal. The Gunners have been working intensely over the last few days to sign a new midfielder and have had 2 offers rejected from Brighton for Moses Caicedo. Arsenal have made a surprise approach for Chelsea midfielder Jorginho, according to Fabrizio Romano. Mikel Arteta's side is keen on signing a new midfielder before tomorrow's deadline due to injuries to Thomas Partey and Mohamed Elneny. The Gunners have so far come up short in their efforts to sign Brighton star Moses Caicedo, with a £65 million and £70 million offer rejected in the space of 2 days. It's understood that the Seagulls are reluctant to sell the Ecuador international this month, meaning attention is likely to turn elsewhere. According to transfer guru Romano, Arsenal have approached their London rivals with an inquiry for Jorginho's services as an option should they fail with Caicedo. It's claimed that Chelsea is open to selling the Italian but will demand an important fee to allow him to leave 6 months before the end of his current contract. The 31-year-old's contract at Stamford Bridge is due to expire in the summer, meaning Chelsea is at risk of losing him for free in the summer. Todd Boehly's mass spending looks set to continue in the final days of the January transfer window, with Enzo Fernandez the priority. The Athletic's David Ornstein has claimed the Gunners are among a host of clubs exploring the possibility of signing the former Napoli star this month. It's said Fernandez's arrival could push Jorginho down Graham Potter's pecking order. Earlier in the season, Jorginho was faced with questions surrounding his future with the Blues. "Of course I do, I love Chelsea," the 31-year-old told TalkSport. "But this is a thing I'm not going to think about now. I need to think about winning games. Otherwise, it's a problem." So, what do you think about Caicedo's interesting transfer news? Leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more Arsenal news. Arsenal, the Gunners. Arsenal, the best club ever.